All right. Well, hello, everybody. I think it's trying to get set up here on Facebook. If I am live and you can hear me and see me, say hello in the comments. Take a second, get everybody tagged here. Trying to get set up here on Facebook. And obviously mute myself because it's not ever fun to hear yourself if you've ever done that. It's not a fun thing. So let's talk today about water. Come on. We know hydration is so important. And I tell you right now, like I am really huge on drinking water, right? And obviously you should be, everybody should be. Water is so important. We are made mostly of water. And I always love when people say like, well, I just don't like water. What do you mean you don't like water? That like literally makes absolute no sense at all, right? And so water is important. And my family and my wife, Dr. Shannyn, my kids and stuff, they know you don't mess with daddy's water. So daddy has his water. You don't drink out of daddy's cup. I make sure that I am, I know exactly how many ounces I'm drinking and I stay hydrated. And I was like, if you drink out of my water, how do I know? And then I got to go drink more. And it's just a funny thing. So making sure that you're drinking, I've read different things like, drink half your weight in body ounces. It used to be drink 80 ounces of water a day. That was when the average person weighed 160 pounds. Well, the reality is the average person doesn't probably weigh 160 pounds anymore today. So half your body weight in ounces is a good starting point. So you're 200 pounds, you can cut that in half, you're going to drink 100 ounces of water every single day. Most people aren't doing that. Most people probably aren't even getting semi-close to that range and to that zone. So again, drinking water, very important. The types of water, very, very, very important as well. So hydration, in the comments, are you getting enough water? Yes? No? Maybe so, I don't know. A lot of times it's like you don't even track yourself. Like, how do you track yourself in drinking your water? I think that's a big part. I'm not as smart as you guys, right? So if I'm drinking a bottle of water at the end of the day, it's like, did I drink 2 or did I drink 8? Or was that yesterday, or am I combining it? Like, how do you keep track? Again, like my brain is just, I'm always going. I've always got a big water. So this is a stainless steel water cup here. It's got, I think this one's 40 ounces. I have some other that are 30 ounces. And so I know that as long as I drink 2, I'm in that 80 range. If I can get that third one in, which I definitely do, especially these days, we're in Texas, it's hot, we're going to football practice. And so I'm getting that third one in every single day, plus a little bit at night, taking supplements or whatever. So, we're getting that 100 to 120 ounces of water in plus every single day. Very important. So how much? Some days. Yeah. Some days is not all the days, and some days is not okay. We have to drink our water. We have to flush toxins out of our body and all that stuff. So guys, the simplest thing, the easiest thing in the world to do for your health is to make sure you are drinking enough water. So again, and I'll put that in the comments, 1/2 weight in ounces per day. And the joke is always that if you are complaining that that is too much water for you, then lose some weight, right? I know it's not just that easy and whatnot, but it's my terrible attempt at humor. So let's talk about water. Let's talk about water filtration. Let's talk about why it's so important to have waters that are filtered. Because the reality is we know there are toxins in our environment. There are toxins in our water. And when I was kind of looking and reading through some stuff today, it's the amount of chemicals that are in our drinking water is unbelievable. It's simple things like, actually, you know what? Side note question: do you drink tap water? Does anybody drink tap water? And if you do, you're probably not brave enough to raise your hand or say I do there. Tap water is the most terrible thing in the whole entire world. If we go out to eat, to dinner, to whatever, they say, what do you want to drink? Do you want water? Whatever. I'm like, I just don't even need anything. I don't need water. I don't want your water unless they have like, the mineral water or something like that, maybe. But we just don't drink water at those places. First of all, if there is a filter, I guarantee you they haven't changed it. Those little water drinking fountains at the schools, I guarantee you they haven't changed those water filters. It's kind of scary to think about. If you have water filters at home, do you change the filters? That's a very important question, right? I have most of them on auto ship that I just know every 6 to 12 months I'm going to get it, and I just know I got to do it. It's a good reminder for me. I set reminders in my phone, put it on calendars, whatever it is, so I make sure that I do that. The reason is you would never just go sniff or pour your car emissions into your water and drink it. What about chemical fertilizers? What about flame retardants? What about heavy metals? We know so much about heavy metals. What about, we don't want mercury, but what about the pipes? What are the pipes made of? Well, how about lead? How about old rusty lead that is leaching, seeping into our drinking water? So heavy metals, lead, mercury, industrial solvents, personal care products, medications. The amount of medications that people are taking today that they're urinating, they're passing through the water that's getting into our drinking water is pretty scary. Pesticides, pharmaceuticals, rocket fuel. Wow, runoff chemicals, weed killers, and that's just a list of some of the crazy, nasty looking ones. And like, it doesn't sound good. You wouldn't eat that. You wouldn't want to smell those things. You wouldn't want to be around it. But you're drinking tap water. You're going to a restaurant and you're drinking the water that they are feeding you. Did you ever stop to think that the water that they are giving you when you go out to eat is literally just tap water that you try so hard not to drink at home? If I go out to eat, again, I carry these things every single place I go. I never not have, double negative, not supposed to say that. Anyways, I never not have my stainless steel, my water in me, and water at home. So I know what's in it. I know what's not in it. I know what I've added into it, which we will talk about in a minute. So you've got to be able to filter out these all these chemicals. The problem is not all water filters are created equal, right? And listen, the reality is too, is like, if you're drinking tap water and you just got to get something cheap, and they start carbon filters probably $30-ish. I mean, you can get something super cheap and it is better than nothing, and you have to start somewhere. I am going to show it, and I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the comments right now, because in this link, number one, this is our favorite water purifier. And this is what I would recommend every single person watching this, that they jump on and they buy one of these, whether it's the on the counter type one, whether you are getting it and doing the ones that are in, you're putting the whole reverse osmosis down underneath their sink, whatever it is that you want to do. This is the absolute way to go. But on this link, if you can go and you can click to it a little bit down, let's see if I can actually share the screen and find it here. There is this place that is like, it tests your water. Let me just pretend I know how to do this. Boom. Aqua True. So you come up, this is what it looks like when it comes to it. Transfer your tap water, and you come down here, the 83 contaminants that it's removing effectively, yada, yada, yada. Again, we're going to cover all that, but you get down to this right here. How toxic is your tap water? So as you're listening, as I'm going to move on, I want you to click on the find out what's in your tap water. You scroll down a little bit and it asks for your zip code. Right, somewhere. Are you at risk? Get started. Postal code and email. You do that, see results, boom, it will pop it up. I did it earlier, and there was 10 in my water right now. So let's see if anybody can win. This is not one you want to win at, just so you know. But go ahead and check it out. See how much toxicity, how much toxins, how much pesticides and things in your water. Also, and I didn't realize this, and I'm guilty of this too, but your water company will send you a letter every single year to tell you what chemicals and toxins and stuff in your water. I usually just throw all that stuff away. I don't even pay attention to it, because I know I've got the filters and I've got everything, and I'm filtering out and I'm cool, and I got no problems there. But it was interesting class. Like, maybe I should start actually reading my mail so that I kind of know, but that's what this thing will do for you as well. So check that in the comments. Let me know what your number is. Mine was 10. So we don't want to drink these toxins. What do we need to do? Drink bottled water. The reality is about bottled water, number one, all the plastics, all the pollution, all the toxicity that we're leading to this into the environment, right? Number two, the plastics. They're seeping out the BPAs. They're seeping out their chemicals. They're disrupting your hormones. They're causing inflammation, thyroid problems, weight problems. They're triggering and causing. They're linked to autoimmune diseases, cancers. Like I said, diabetes, thyroid problems, brain diseases, liver, kidney, all this stuff, even fluoride, they're added into water. What? For our teeth? Well, actually, studies are showing that it is causing dental problems. Studies are showing that it's increasing like osteoporosis and risk for bone fractures and things like that. So the EPA is putting in all these extra chemicals into our water to try to protect us. In fact, they're causing more problems. We have to have good water filtration systems. So step one, what is in your water? Check that link out. Let's see. So Miss Carla's got 11. Good. I hope I saw that. Anyone use that? Yeah. So Berkeys are good. We have one. We will use a Berkey. We have it out at like our pool house, so like we can put that over there and just have that. Oh wow, 5. That's pretty good, Miss Amy. Good stuff there. Berkeys are good. Berkeys are something. Berkeys can be a pain just having to fill it up and change the filters and stuff. That's the only issue that I had with them. I like the under the sink ones. I like the reverse osmosis ones because it's just there and I don't have to change it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to refill it up, right? So that the convenience part is there is really nice. So let's talk about the filters. So you got the cheaper ones. You start with just carbon filters, and those would be like the Brita filters. You put the water in, it kind of fills it in through the carbon. It can remove things, right? It does a pretty good job. It's going to remove things like leads and PCBs and pesticides, herbs, like all kinds of different things. It can do some pharmaceuticals, some bacteria, some parasites, some of the viruses and stuff, but it's not going to be able to do everything. So carbon is a good choice. If it's nothing else, if that's all you can do and you have to find the cheapest option, that's probably going to be your cheapest bet. You can probably get it starting at like $30 or so. Again, better than nothing, better than buying bottled water, because the reality is, do you know about bottled water? You think you're getting all this high filtered, good quality water when the reality is most of it is just tap water. There ain't no difference in it. It is literally just the tap water that we are trying so hard to avoid. We're spending all this money on this clean water, but again, we're just drinking regular tap water. There is no benefits to that. Plus, the environment and the not being able to recycle them and all that good stuff, plus the chemicals and the leaching of the BPAs and the plastics and whatnot. So be very careful with bottled water. Do I drink bottled water? Man, sometimes in a pinch, you got to do it. You got to do it. What else are you gonna do? You're just gonna drink regular tap water that you have no idea what's going on. But you want to make the better choices, mineral waters and things like that. But again, for the most part, always be prepared to have your own water. So watch out for bottled waters. Carbon filters are okay, but they only filter out part of things. They're only going to be able to remove certain chemicals. They're not going to remove everything. There are carbon filters that you can literally just tie into your faucet and just put on the end of it. You put on the end of your showers. You put it into those anywhere like that. And again, they work okay. There's the pitchers instead of kind of like the Brita, the water filters. There's the under the sink filters that are still going to be they've got some that are from reverse osmosis all the way down to carbon or everything in between. And then you got the countertop filters. So kind of like the difference of all the filters. The countertop filters and the under the sink filters are the preferred one that we want to go to. And that's what we're going to talk about here. And as you were checking at that and kind of looking at, which what numbers you had on there, you can see some of the ones that we prefer. The AquaTrue, just absolutely phenomenal. So reverse osmosis, this is where it goes. Reverse osmosis is like they send these through the water through these semi-permeable membranes that blocks the particles. So it will hold off the chemicals. It will hold off the heavy metals. It will take off almost darn near everything. And it removes all the stuff that, because it will go through a carbon filter, but then it'll go through these semi-permeable membranes. And so it just get double, triple, and even quadruple filtered. So you're making sure that you're drinking good, clean water. Reverse osmosis is the way to go. It is more effective at removing pollutants, but they can be a little more slow. They might require a little bit more upkeep. Again, AquaTrue doesn't really need much upkeep at all, which I'm going to show you what that is in a minute. But reverse osmosis is the way to go. Now, reverse osmosis has been notorious for wasting water. Water comes in, goes through that membrane, it gets blocked because there's particles, there's pollutants, there's whatever in it, and then it like discards it. And so literally like 80% of the water that goes in there, you're only getting 20%. You're wasting 80% in most typical reverse osmosis filters. Obviously, we don't want to be wasteful. We don't want to have to increase our water waste. We want to figure out how to decrease that water waste. And again, AquaTrue has solved that, and I will show you what that looks like. UV filtration. I've seen these water bottles. I love Shark Tank. I love inventions. I love entrepreneurship. The Shark Tank had this water bottle, and I forget the name of it, but on the top, it's got this little button that you push, and it UV filters out all your water. Super cool. So it can kind of clean it and give you good water, but really the only thing it's doing is it's kind of disinfecting it. It's killing bacteria, maybe viruses and microorganisms, but it cannot remove the chemicals. It cannot remove the heavy metals, but sometimes it is what it is. You got to do it. You're on the go, you're hiking, you're doing whatever, you got to get water. At least you're filtering it out that way. But if you can use that in conjunction with carbon or reverse osmosis, obviously just extra layers of protection for you. And then you can get all the way up to like complete whole home water distillation systems where they're literally like heating things up and heats the water up to vaporize it, condenses it back to steam and puts it back into the water. It removes like heavy metals and fluorides and bacteria and viruses. But the problem is there are certain things in that are chemicals that are going to have higher boiling point than the water. So it's not going to do a good job of that. So again, we want something that is a combination when we are looking at our water filters. You could literally spend thousands and thousands of dollars on water filtrations and reverse osmosis systems. But the cool thing is with this AquaTrue, it's anywhere from $200 to $300. And you can get either the countertop, which this is like, I believe I kind of looked and tried to find other ones. One of the first and only ones that is a countertop complete full reverse osmosis system. And again, like I said, I will show you that in just a minute. So the best way to go hot reverse osmosis. You also want to make sure that your filters are set and they're making sure that they're rated high and they're following the NSF standard, which is the National Science Foundation standards. And and I looked, I have these here and I'll kind of read these to you, but NSF standard 42 is the aesthetic effects. So it's going to filter out all the aesthetic effects. The standard only reduces chlorine and improves the taste and smell of your water. So that's one. NSF standard 53, health effects. This is the next level of filtration. Look for this standard to remove more chemicals and heavy metals. Then you have NSF standard 58, reverse osmosis. This applies only to reverse osmosis systems and removes many toxic pollutants. And lastly, the NF standard 401, emerging compounds and incidental contaminants. This standard covers up to 15 contaminants found in your tap water, such as pharmaceutical drugs, which sounds just terrible and awful. Heavy metals, obviously terrible and awful. Flame retardants, terrible and awful, and all those things. So a lot of these filters might have one, might have a couple of combination, but a good reverse osmosis system is going to have all four of those and more, making sure that we're having clean water. We always talk about drinking water, but remember, what about water that you're putting into your shower? What about you're putting it all over your bath and all over your skin and whatnot? So we want to make sure that we get our showers filtered as well, so that we're not just doing our filters with our water, but doing like our whole home as well as like the ideal way to go. But again, just build yourself up to that. It's not something you have to do right away by any means. The next thing that we talk about, so you filter out the water. You have to understand, as you filter out the water, you are filtering out all the good and the bad. You got the NSF 42, 53, 58, 401. You're removing the toxins, the chemicals, the pollutants, the viruses, the minerals. You're removing all bad stuff. But you're also removing out all the good stuff, right? And so now we're drinking like just basic plain water that has no minerals, that has no good, that has no bad. And so adding in something like Celtic sea salt to your water is a game changer. It's a game changer to be able to get the minerals that your body needs, can help with blood pressure, can help with inflammation, energy, you name it, help with hydration, opening the cells up so that we can absorb that water and get hydrated. A little bit of Celtic or Celtic sea salt, that little blue bag, if you know what that is the way to go. Just a pinch or two of that in your water every single day. In fact, our coffee has minerals in it, like our water has minerals in it. We drink and supplement with minerals. Our soil, our food, our nutrition is so mineral depleted today. And you start to develop health issues when you don't have proper minerals, right? And so that'll be probably a whole thing, electrolytes and minerals, that we'll talk to about on one of these shows one day. But making sure that you're doing at least a little bit of Celtic sea salt in your water, a pinch or two, not in every single cup of water necessarily, but a pinch or two a day, sprinkle on your food, whatever, get those minerals, keep that balance. They have cool, like different electrolytes and just adding in, people that don't like water, well, add in lemon, add in some cucumbers, add in some infusions, some fruits, some berries, whatever, but you have to drink water, whether you like it or not, you got to get it in you. Okay. So there are different kinds of water additives, and obviously there's some nasty water additives like, I can't even think of what they're called. Those little packet crystal lights and those other stuff that people will use to try to drink water, more water and flavor and taste gooder, I guess, if you will. Gooder is like my favorite word. So but be careful with those things. We don't want to have, you know, the bad stuff in it that's going to cause inflammation when we're trying to give things to calm and reduce inflammation. So be very careful with what you put in your water. But is it okay to put, you know, lemons and limes and sea salts and other things in there? Sure, absolutely. But just be careful and know what you are putting in there. The other thing that I'll talk about, but I'm going to switch over and show you the water filters that we recommend for you guys. What about alkaline water? What about alkaline water? We hear so much about alkaline water. It's like a pinch for each cup, not necessarily a pinch for each cup or bottle, but like just a pinch or two per day is all you really need, just FYI. Alkaline water, this has been such a big thing to do. And then it's like, well, you know, if we can get your body alkaline, we can reverse diseases. We don't want to have an acidic body. We want to be alkaline. So drink these Kagan, big, huge, you know, water filters that are going to alkalize your water. This is bad. So I'm sorry if you have invested all that money, because they are not cheap, into like a Kagan water system. But I will just repeat what I heard from somebody that I respect a lot today. He said, alkaline water systems are a scam. Stay the hell away from alkaline water systems. We do not want, where's water going to go? Water is going to go straight into your gut. Do you think that we want an alkaline gut? Absolutely not. We need an acidic gut. The acidity is going to help to break down foods and digestion. It's a line of defense of bacteria and yeast and molds and viruses, parasites, whatever it is that come in, the mold that get into your stomach before it gets into the rest of the system to cause health conditions, cause leaky gut, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Alkaline is not what we want in our water. Okay, we want good, filtered, no chemicals, no pesticides, herbicides, no heavy metals, no viruses, minerals. And then we want to add in things like minerals or trace minerals, or again, the simplest thing, Celtic sea salt, to help hydrate and help keep our health where it needs to be. But don't get caught up in spending the extra money trying to get these alkaline systems, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. They do not work. They are not necessary. You do not want a very alkaline body. Your blood should probably be 7.4, 7.5, 7.4, I guess is where it should be. So it's slightly on the alkaline side. But if it gets too much higher or it gets too much lower, that's where disease starts to really set in. So do not screw with that. Do not mess with that. Just add the minerals into your water. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me then switch, and you guys can ask some questions, and I'll kind of go back through those questions here in just a minute. But I want to show you, where's my thing to share screens? You have to understand how to use Zoom, I guess, for that to work, don't you? There it is. There it is. All right. So share and AquaTrue. Come to this AquaTrue, absolutely just a game changer, especially, and you can see right there, like that little on the counter thing where you don't have to actually, you know, jam it in and drill into your countertops and whatnot, and then get under the sink and do plumbing and have some, maybe potentially, I mean, you could do it yourself, but have a professional come in and do that. These over the counter things have always been typically just carbon type filters. AquaTrue has transformed that, and they're first on this market that are actually doing reverse osmosis in this over-the-counter thing. And so patented 4-stage reverse osmosis, transform the taste, all the chemicals, getting rid of, 83 plus different chemicals and contaminants and stuff in your water. This website has some cool stuff to just teach you a little bit more about it. But I think the biggest thing for this is, like, if you have a small family, $249 for a 4-stage reverse osmosis filter, $349 for a bigger one for bigger families. And then again, I think the price here for $249 for an under-the-counter, reverse osmosis whole system thing is pretty amazing. Because I've told people before I found this, let's just go. I've seen them, online or at Lowe's for like $199, and they're decent ones. Well, this is $50 more, and this is absolutely the best thing that there is on the market here today, at least that we have found. So yes, we need to look and know, and if we have too much, and I've seen a couple of you have, like 5 and lower, that's pretty awesome. I still am not drinking that tap water. I'm still not drinking these old pipe waters with lead that's putting that stuff into there that I just don't know about. So I'm still getting some sort of filter. And especially with the amount of water that we drink, we have to have the bigger ones, or we have to have the under the sink ones, because we just go through so much water in a day. It's good for cooking. You use the filter water for cooking. You use the filter, because even when you're boiling stuff, you're still not necessarily getting to the point to where you're going to kill all the viruses and different things. You're going to kill a lot of the stuff out by boiling it, but not going to be able to kill everything. So there it is. This is what I was trying to see. So this does do the stage 1 and 2 is the carbon filters. So it's going to pass through. It's going to get like, you know, the carbon filters removes the chlorine and the chlorides and all those different things. And then stage 3 is where it's going to start doing the reverse osmosis. And then an extra, most of them are just 3 stages, an extra 4th stage for the VOCs and other, you know, nasty stuff that's in your water there as well. So this is it, guys. This is, I'm telling you, the way to go when you are looking into what do I go with? What's the best thing to do? This one has some pretty cool stuff into it that I've seen. I think we're going to get one of these for our house too, just so we can have that extra piece. But you know, it tells you when to change the filter. It's got like an app built in. You can have some Wi-Fi connected. They do have some alkaline mineral, but it's just going to add minerals into the water. Therefore, it is going to alkalize it, but it's not just like forcing it to be a 9 pH by any means. But you don't even need that. Just go with the classic, and the classic, you throw in the Wi-Fi if you need, but that is the absolute way to go, and you will be forever grateful and thankful, and you will save money on buying bottles of water, which will then just take care of that $349 or whatever when you choose. Plus, saving the environment. You're saving your health. You're doing so many different things. So just great stuff, great stuff, great stuff. Yeah, ion systems. I don't know much about that one. Ion, are we adding in minerals into the system? Is that what I'm hearing? Making sure that it has, you know, all the filters that are built into there, the NSF certified, those levels, those numbers. It says that on these filters. I'll show you here real quick, just so you can see where you would kind of look. Let's see if I can find it here. Right here, it's too small, but on there it says, see, there's a bigger picture of it. It shows like NSF certified, you know, 54, 53, you know, 108, 408, and all those things. And there was like a couple extra ones that it has on there. So just check that and make sure that you have all of them. I can put those, let me see if I can find it again. NSF standards. I'll put these ones in the text here so that you kind of know what you're looking for. Those ones right there. So the 42, the 53, the 58, and the 401. Okay. Yeah, sure. It tastes great. Awesome. I love some good tasting water, right? That helps you to be able to taste it. I'm sure it probably adds some minerals in it. It's probably a pretty decent one, but you want to just make sure that it's at least filtering out all of those things. What else do we have here? 7 and 5. Good. Those are good numbers, but I'm still putting on there. Shower and goals. Shower, we need to shower, right? So just if that's what you're saying, goal to shower, guys, support it. But yes, showers and shower filters, or just like whole home systems and filtrations are the way to go. So if I tried to put one of those white looking addition filters onto the shower that didn't look very good, my wife would not be very happy with me, even though it was good for us. So we got to put it in the garage that goes through the whole system that kind of does it all. Colgan is okay. You know, I don't know if I would want to make sure that it has all those, you know, filters and NSF standards that we have. And there are different layers, and you get a Colgan whole home system that's going to have the softener and the salt that runs it all through to filter things out. Then you got to make sure that you get the reverse osmosis piece. But I'm telling you, because we had a Colgan system at one point, the reverse osmosis that we put under the sink was about $1,500. I could have bought 4 you know, of those $300 ones and put them on every different sink and every different tap that we have in the house. That would have been the way to go. I wouldn't spend the $1,500 on a new Colgan reverse osmosis. Just FYI from experience. Which bottled water? Yeah, I don't know. I try to just stay away from bottled waters. Spring is going to be the way to go. Mineral water. So if there's any kind of mineral waters, and I'm not talking about, what is it, the Gatorade type mineral waters. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can put one up here for you and find some brands, but like Mountain Valley spring water, glass bottle, not in a in a plastic bottle, very important. You don't want to get ones that are in plastic. Think about the plastic, like they're literally, I'm still sharing the screen in my, there's the plastic is, they're bottling it, then they're putting it in a truck, they're putting it in a warehouse, then they're putting it in a truck, hot heat, hot heat, hot heat. And so there's just seeping all this chemical. So make sure if you're going to drink bottled water, you're more in a glass area than it is in plastic. If you have least, what is brand is the least for bottled? Yeah, if you have an option, again, I like the Mountain Valley spring water. I will show you a picture of it right here. I just Google it on Amazon. Right there, glass spring water, just minerals, good stuff, great tasting stuff. But again, that you're not really getting cheap water when you're getting good water. You're not getting the $3 pack of 36 of Dasani or whatever the other ones are. Again, those are pretty much just tap water, just FYI, right? So keep that in mind. What else did we have here? Where did those questions go? Got too many tabs open. Stigma co-infested in Berkey, yes. 11.5 chloroform was one of them. Yeah, Tiffany, good grief. Oh, you have a home distiller, so good. So you're getting most of those things out. But I would look at, for the drinking water that I'm putting, either the over-the-counter or under the sink stuff still, because I just want extra forms, extra layers of protection, because my health, your health, our health is so important. Our kids, our family, everything like that. How much water should people drink in a day? Yeah, so that's a good question. I kind of mentioned that earlier. The idea is you drink till you're hydrated, till you feel hydrated. But if we want a numbers, which I think it's important to have a number in the track, we want to shoot for half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day. 1/2 body weight in ounces every single day. Okay, so again, 200-pound person is looking to shoot for 100 pounds or 100 pounds. You good luck drinking 100 pounds of water. 100 ounces of water every single day. That's the rule of thumb there. Yep. Beautiful. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Who is looking and ready and needs to get a water filter? Who has been searching? Who has been looking? AquaSure offers a classic or alkaline version, which I like the alkaline version to have the ability to increase the alkalinity a little bit here and there. And I say only a little bit here and there. It's like, hopefully you can still see me. It says the live video has ended, but I don't think that we have ended because I'm still talking. But you go through and you have a night of drinking alcohol. You went out, you need something, having a little bit of alkaline water can just help kind of break through and get you feeling a little bit better. So I do like the alkaline version of it. But honestly, you just adding in the sea salt and the other things in there, you're totally fine. You want to make sure you get the filter and get everything taken care of. So if you get the other counter one with AquaSure, do you suggest what do you suggest to take the bad stuff out of the rest of the house? Yeah, you got to go with the whole home purify system. So like Brenda, you were asking about like the Colgan, they do offer some of those whole home things, and there are some bigger whole home filters that we can do and that we can look at. But I would have to look in to find like some of the brands and the companies that we use for whole home filtration. But anything that you can do and putting the salt softeners on the water coming into the house is going to at least purify some of it. And then you're going to have to put in things like the shower filters. You're gonna have to put in the under the water filter. It's just hard to put one at the water coming in, because you're gonna have to change the filter. You have to do so much stuff so often, and so you want to just like at least soften the water and get some sort of filtration there. Colgan has some good stuff, but then you want to make sure that our drinking water is filtered. And if you have multiple areas that you're drinking water, then you have to have multiple of those filters. Again, luckily they are, they're not too expensive. And honestly, I wouldn't even try to get like a cheaper one. I would be more inclined to say, how about you just save up and get the good one, and make sure that you get the good one. So if you were going to go spend $50, just wait a couple paychecks and then go get this one so that you have the right kind of drinking water. And I'll put that link right up there again for you, because I think you guys will love it. What would you do? You would do on the counter, or you would do underneath the sink? We have the underneath the sink right now. But I think I want to get the over-the-counter one too, just having a couple different places. Because again, we just drink so much water. You're supposed to. It's a good thing. The water tastes fantastic. I mean, my kid's like, man, this water tastes good. I was like, man, I love that you said the water tastes good, you know. So get your AquaTrues, check it out over the counter. Look at your size of your family. You know, there's the one for the 1 to 2 families. There's one for larger families, and then obviously the under the sink is if you drink a ton of water like we do. But guys, absolutely, you guys rock. I look forward to hearing what you guys think. Shoot some pictures of your AquaTrues when you get them. Pass that link around if anybody needs it, because I think somebody was saying I checked in-laws at their lake place and it was 14. I wouldn't, and now we know why. Yeah, it tastes gross because it was making you freaking sick, right? There's a simple solution to that, Miss Tiffany. You just got to get one of these types of filters and take it to them or gift it to them, right? For Christmas or whatever. That's as good of a gift you have, as a gift that you're going to use forever and ever and ever. Individual glass size filtrations for on the go. On the go meaning like I'm at a restaurant and I didn't take my water, or like I'm hiking. They have like these straws that are, I forget the name of them, but they like have kind of carbon filters built into them, so I can just sip out of that straw and it will kind of filter it all. I like that. And again, I have it, but I can't think of the name of it. UV water, UV water, not filter, but bottle. Let's see. Like I said, I saw this on Facebook on Shark Tank, and I had somebody buy one of these for me, and we have it. So this is a cool, I'm gonna share it here with you. It's called LARQ, LARQ, and it's just this water bottle, but that top, oops, I don't know what that did. That top is a UV filter. So it's at least going to filter out and clean out and kill a lot of the virus and bacteria. It's not going to necessarily filter out like all of the chemicals and and some of the contaminants and stuff in there, but it's at least going to kill and give you clean drinking water. If you wanted to combine that with one of those drinking straws that will kind of filter out some of the bad stuff, that's probably going to be the best option that you have, is something like this. And if you want to take it the next step, you get one of those water filter straws. Let me see if I can look what that is. Filter straw. It is called Life Straw, is what it is called. Life Straw. So good options, good options, good options. But again, best option obviously is having it all at home and always keeping water with you. But yes, you're on the go, you got to do it, or you got to have bottles of water, like the good spring glass water with you always. That's what I try to do more so than anything, is always have water on us. We always have our cooler in our truck if we're going somewhere, or we got football in Texas, man, and it is hot right now. I mean, yesterday we had practice, it was 105 degrees at 7:30 at night, you know, and so we're drinking and we're drinking and we're drinking, and then we're finishing. So then we always got stuff in the cooler so that we're ready to go. Or I will fill up stainless steel water bottles for everybody and put it in the cooler, just different things like that. But yeah, being prepared. So awesome, guys. AquaTrues is the way to go. Start drinking filtered water, half your body weight in ounces. You guys have a fantastic and amazing day. Look forward to talking to you soon.